Let's talk now about, well, what are the classic M&A structures? What is M&A? Mergers and acquisitions. People buy companies, they sell companies, they spin out companies, they slam companies together. What are the classic main pillars of M&A type transactions? You buy stock, acquiring the company, you being the acquiring party. Are you a fund, a private equity fund? Are you a larger company? Are you a company that's buying out your competition? Are you an investor who wants to own this company, right? So that could be a scenario where this is a small private transaction and you represent a buyer who wants to buy someone else's company. That does happen, and that company happens to be IP driven or has a significant IP footprint, right? So that might be, okay, well, you buy all the stock that comprises the company ownership, or you buy all the assets, right? So they're the two classic acquisitions: asset purchase, stock. We buy the stock or we buy the assets and the old company is dissolved. Is it a merger? Company A and company B merged into a survivor C, right? And then the question becomes, okay, well, who is the surviving company? Is it C, which is an amalgam, or A or B, often known as a consolidation? Or does A swallow up B? Or is it a reverse merger where C is swallowing up A or B is swallowing up A? You know, again, one company is basically acquiring or merging into the other company, and one of the other companies disappears. Another classic transaction is the carve-out. This is, essentially a spin-off where a larger company is saying, okay, look, we have a product line, we have a business, it has a group of assets that subsides or resides in our larger apparatus, but we're pushing it away. We're going to sell it, or we're going to spin it off. It may not even be a sale. We're going to spin it off for investment purposes. So maybe this is a joint venture where we spin off into a new entity all of the assets that comprise this business line so that a third party can invest. So let's take Lawline again. I'm trying to make everyone in the booth uncomfortable by constantly pointing and staring at them. But let's say Lawline has that product line, and that product line is something where they say, okay, well, look, the mobile side of it, we don't have enough capital in-house. We want to spin this off, and we're going to get a bunch of different investors. That is a form of an M&A. It's a joint venture. Technically not an M&A in the traditional sense where one party is buying the other and the old party is stepping away. But that spin-off is a carve-out, right? We're going to put that in there. Okay, well, all of the things that comprise that asset base, the software code, the branding, the content that drives it, any hardware, any patents, the methodologies, all of that stuff, if you were the counselor that was tasked with dealing with this on a high level either side, you would have to have an understanding of what are the categories, how do they go into that box. So also, you would have to have an understanding, well, what is the type of transaction that's going on here? And does that drive on some level my considerations, my drafting considerations, how this transaction plays out, what are the post-transactional concerns, etc.